Dog grooming. For some, it's a relaxing ritual, a bonding experience between human and canine. For others, it's a comedic circus of suds, tangled fur, flying water, and a dog with a mind of its own. But whether you're a seasoned professional or a well-meaning amateur, everyone who's attempted to groom a dog has at least one story to tell. A story where things went sideways, and maybe, just maybe, a story where everything went perfectly right. Let's begin with the gone wrong. Imagine this. You've set aside an afternoon, assembled your tools, brush, shampoo, clippers, towel, and you call your dog. She comes joyfully, tail wagging, until she sees the tub. Suddenly, she's an Olympic sprinter, darting behind couches, under tables, anywhere but near that bathroom. You finally coax her in, only to realize you've forgotten the shampoo. You dash out, returning to find her shaking herself dry, water everywhere, but not a drop on the dog. Grooming dogs, especially at home, is often a test of patience, agility, and one's ability to clean up after a natural disaster. Take, for example, the classic tale of the DIY haircut. A well-meaning owner picks up a pair of clippers, determined to give their furry friend a summer trim. The first pass goes well, but then the guard pops off, and suddenly there's a bald stripe down the middle of the dog's back. Panic sets in. Do you try to even it out? Leave it as is? The dog, blissfully unaware, is just happy for the attention, while you wonder if canine wigs are a thing, or consider the bath itself. To us, it's warm water and soothing suds. To many dogs, it's an affront to everything they hold dear. As soon as the water touches them, some dogs morph into escape artists, wriggling, twisting, sometimes even leaping from the tub, trailing suds and water across the house. The post-bath shake is a signature move. One good shake, and any hope you had of staying dry vanishes. Walls, floors, nothing is spared. Nail trimming is another infamous challenge. Dogs have an uncanny ability to sense when the nail clippers come out. Suddenly, paws are tucked under bellies, and the sweetest pup becomes a master of avoidance. For those brave enough to attempt it, there's the ever-present fear of the dreaded quick, that sensitive part of the nail that, if clipped, bleeds and causes pain. One slip, and both dog and owner are traumatized for life. But sometimes, it's not the dog who makes things go wrong. It's us. We might use the wrong shampoo, not realizing that the sweet-smelling human product can irritate sensitive canine skin. Or we forget to brush out mats before bathing, making them tighter and harder to remove. Sometimes we leave the dog unattended for just a moment, only to return and find a wet, soapy pup rolling on the carpet, undoing all our hard work. Yet, in the midst of chaos, there are moments of laughter. There's the time you tried to blow-dry your dog, only to have her chase the dryer's cord, turning the bathroom into a whirlwind of fur and confusion. Or the time you tried to trim fur around the face and ended up giving your dog an accidental mohawk. These are the stories we share, the ones that remind us that perfection is overrated, and that sometimes the best memories come from the messiest moments. Now, let's talk about when dog grooming goes right. Because for every disaster, there's a success. A moment when all the planning, patience, and practice pay off. First, there's the preparation. You've learned from past mistakes. The bathroom is prepped, towels are stacked, treats are at the ready, and you've got the right shampoo for your dog's coat. Your pup is a little wary, but the promise of treats and praise keeps her calm. Brushing before the bath is key. You work through the tangles gently, rewarding patience with a soft word and a scratch behind the ears. The bath itself is a gentle affair, warm water, soothing hands, and a calm voice. You lather, rinse, and repeat, careful to avoid eyes and ears. This time, you're ready for the shake. One quick towel wrap, and you both stay mostly dry. Nail trimming is approached with care. You've done your research, know exactly where to clip, and work slowly, offering treats after each paw. Your dog, trusting and calm, lets you finish without fuss. The drying process is smoother now. You use a towel first, then a low-heat dryer, moving slowly and speaking softly. Your dog sits patiently, enjoying the warmth. A final brush brings out the shine in her coat, and you both admire the result. a clean, happy dog, and an owner who feels like a grooming pro. Professional groomers, of course, have their own stories. For them, a good grooming session is about more than technique. It's about reading each dog, understanding their quirks and anxieties, and working at their pace. A nervous puppy gets extra gentle handling, while a senior dog is given plenty of breaks. The best groomers turn what could be a stressful experience into one that's calm and even enjoyable. But even in the professional world, things can go awry. There are stories of dogs who come in covered in mud, requiring 3 baths before the water runs clear. There are stubborn tangles, uncooperative paws, and the occasional surprise, like the time a dog decided to add interior decorator to its resume by redecorating the grooming salon with fur and foam. Yet over time, most dogs learn that grooming isn't so bad. With patience and positive reinforcement, they come to accept, sometimes even enjoy, the attention and care. They learn that nail trims mean treats, that baths lead to extra cuddles, and that the blow dryer isn't a monster, but just another part of the routine. There are also heartwarming stories of transformation. Dogs rescued from neglect, their coats matted and dirty, are gently groomed and cared for. With each snip of the scissors and stroke of the brush, their true selves emerge. A process that's not just about looks, but about health, comfort, and dignity. The joy in a dog's eyes after a good grooming session is unmistakable, a mix of relief, gratitude, and newfound confidence. For many owners, grooming is about more than just keeping their dog clean. It's an act of love. It's checking for bumps or ticks, brushing out loose fur, and making sure nails aren't too long. It's time spent together, a chance to strengthen the bond between human and dog. And let's not forget the pride that comes with a job well done. There's a special satisfaction in seeing your dog looking her best. Coat gleaming, paws tidy, eyes bright. Friends and neighbors notice. Compliments are given. And your dog seems to strut a little taller on her next walk. But perhaps the most important lesson from all the stories, those where things go wrong and those where they go right, is that dog grooming is a journey, not a destination. Mistakes are part of the process. No one gets it perfect every time, and that's okay. What matters is the effort, the intention, and the love behind it. So the next time you find yourself wrestling a wet, wiggly dog in the tub, or staring in dismay at an uneven haircut, remember, you're not alone. Every dog owner has been there. Laugh at the mishaps, learn from them, and try again. And when things go right, when your dog sits calmly for her bath, or you finally manage a perfect paw trim, celebrate those victories, big or small. There are, of course, tips and tricks used to make grooming easier. Brushing regularly prevents mats and reduces shedding. Using the right tools, a slicker brush for long coats, a curry brush for short hair, makes a big difference. Bathing only as needed keeps skin healthy, and always using dog-specific products prevents irritation. Training your dog to accept grooming starts early and should be positive. Short sessions, lots of praise, and plenty of treats build trust. Touch your dog's paws, ears, and tail regularly, so she's used to being handled. Make grooming part of the routine, not a rare event, so it feels familiar and safe. If you run into trouble, if mats are too tight, nails are too long, or your dog is too anxious, don't be afraid to seek help. Professional groomers and veterinarians are there to support you, offering advice, services, and sometimes just a sympathetic ear. And remember, every dog is different. Some love the bath and hate the dryer. Some tolerate nail trims, but despise brushing. Learn your dog's preferences, work at her pace, and adjust as needed. What works for one pup may not work for another, and that's part of the adventure. Above all, keep a sense of humor, because in the world of dog grooming, laughter is often the best tool you have. When you find yourself covered in fur, soaked from head to toe, or staring at a lopsided haircut, take a deep breath and smile. Your dog doesn't care if her bangs are crooked. She cares that you're there, that you love her, and that you tried. Dog grooming, gone wrong, gone right, reminds us that perfection is less important than connection. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, and sharing a moment with your four-legged friend. It's about patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the mess. Because in the end, the best groomed dogs aren't just the cleanest or the fluffiest. They're the ones who know they're loved. So whether you're a professional with years of experience or a dog owner just starting out, remember, every grooming session is an opportunity for learning, for laughter, and for love. Celebrate the victories, big and small. Learn from the mishaps, and don't be afraid to ask for help. And above all, cherish the time you spend with your dog, suds and all. Dog grooming gone wrong may leave you with a messy bathroom, a funny story, and a dog who looks a little less than perfect. Dog grooming gone right gives you a clean, happy pup and a sense of accomplishment. But in both cases, you end up with what matters most: a stronger bond with your best friend and memories that last a lifetime.